Hey guys, it's Kevin again. This is my review for the mid-season premiere of Pretty Little Liars, Season 5, Episode 14, Through a Glass Darkly, and I was definitely very looking forward to this episode. The mid-season finale was fantastic, and the Christmas special was even better, so I was hoping this episode would be amazing. I really didn't know too much about it. I didn't really know what this episode was going to focus on, and wow, tons of shit happened in this episode. They completely got the story moving like so much in this episode. I can understand someone said this episode is fast-paced, but honestly, it's the perfect way to open up this first half of the second half of the season because it really proves my theory. And of course, my theory is that Ali did not actually kill Mona, and I'm going to explain why. And this episode really showed that very, very well. The episode also showed different ways people deal with grief, and I thought this episode was amazing. Honestly, probably the best episode of the season. I really loved it. I thought this episode was amazing, and just let's get to it. So we start off, and it's actually 3 months later, which I thought was interesting that we had such a huge time jump. I think they did that because there was a lot. It actually worked. It was 3 months later because there was more story, definitely, that I really enjoyed, and the episode wasn't fast-paced because of the time jump. So we start off with the liars. They have just left Mona's funeral, but it's very weird because there's no body. There's no body. I don't understand, and I agree with Hannah. How the hell can you have a funeral when there's no body? It doesn't make any sense. But not only is there no body, there's no murder weapon, and still no one has been arrested. So they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea what they just saw. And they then are shocked to see Allison. You know, they're shocked to see that Allie's there. And Ali arrives, and she wants to talk to Mona's mother. Basically just to tell her that she's just there to paying her respects. That's why she's, wants to talk to her. But Mona's mom ends up freaking out on her. She smacks her. She's screaming, "Where's the body?" Because, of course, Mona's mom is pretty upset, obviously, about her daughter's passing. So it was definitely very sad to see all the scenes with Mona's mom. But that was just a great way to open up the episode. Just really, really intense stuff. And Hannah rushes to her side, comforts Mona's mom, and leads her away. So Hannah takes Mona's mom home, and after helping her clean up, basically, Hannah gets ready to leave, but Mona's mom apologized for freaking out at the service, but she knows that it was Allison that did it. She knows that Ali did it, and she cries that it was, like Mona was lost at sea, and she just wants Mona's body back. That's what she wants, because there is no body. And I love this scene because you can really tell how much Mona's mom really loved her. I mean, we haven't spent too much time on Mona's mom. Mona's really the only character who we haven't seen much of her family life. All we knew was that she had a very caring mom, and it's great to see more of her mom. I really hope we definitely see more of her. So I thought that was a very well done scene. I definitely really enjoyed that. So Spencer heads home, and her father is waiting for her in the kitchen, and Spencer tells him that her mom isn't home, and he's trying to explain that Bethany Young's parents have petitioned the court to have her bail revoked, because, of course, what's Spencer trying to do? She's trying to prove that she, of course, was not the one that killed Bethany Young. She doesn't understand what's happening, so that whole thing is still going on with her. The first half of this episode, pretty much everything ends up going wrong for all the liars. And then at the police station, Toby finds Spencer's arrest warrant, and he learns that what convinced the judges to revoke her bail was a signed statement from Mrs. De Laurentiis the night that Ali went missing, revealing that she saw Spencer in their backyard with a blonde girl dressed in Ali's clothes. And the statement had been hidden by Wilden for 2 years, but the Rosewood police just found it. Now, let me explain this. A lot of people have had this theory, and I honestly think it kind of makes sense. In the book, the book series Pretty Liars, what they do is they have Ali have a twin, and that's the one that killed, and that's who killed, and, the twin really killed Ali. I think, but they said they're not doing that. So what I think they're going to do is they're going to take that same twist, but they're going to do that with Bethany Young. That Bethany Young killed her her sister. I think that Bethany Young is going to have a twin, and that's what they're going to end up doing. I definitely think that's where they're going. A lot of people think that's where they're going, but if that's where they're going, I like that, because it's not exactly what you expect, and I like that they do that. Pretty Little Liars tends to do similar things from the books, but do it in different ways than the books did. So if they want to do that in this, in the show, I'm fine with that. I think it's actually a very good idea if they want to do that, and I want to see where they take that, because that could be a very good twist. So Then we see that Emily and Paige, it's kind of sad with them because, of course, Paige is planning on leaving California, and they're discussing her leaving California. Now, of course, Emily doesn't want her to leave school early and miss graduation. She wants to try to convince her parents to let Paige stay because, of course, she loves Paige. That's her girlfriend and everything. She cares about her. And Paige is whining that she has tried, and it's pointless. They don't want to hear about it. Emily agrees to drive her to the airport, and they really have no choice. I mean, one, Paige is terrified of what Ali's gonna do, so it's honestly pointless. I mean, I understand, as I said before, I don't think Ali did anything, but they are so scared of her, that makes sense why Paige is leaving. And a lot of people said Paige is, like, really annoying. I did not find her annoying, honestly. I understand why Paige wants to leave. I do. I mean, she has had a lot gone on with her. I mean, she would almost join, Ali wanted her to join her group, and then, Paige became scared of her. I can understand that. And I think it's very well done the way they've set up Paige's character. And I think, her character, definitely in this episode, was very, very good. So, at Hannah's house, she and Caleb are chatting about Mona's funeral, and Caleb has Mona's computer. But it's locked and scrambled. There's something wrong with it. He's still trying to work on getting it into it. He wants it to work. Now, Hannah wants to find Mona's body because they have no idea where it was. It's kind of weird that they can't really find it. So she decides to go to Grunwald. Now, Caleb knows how Grunwald is, of course, from Ravenswood. Now, Caleb's saying this is not a good idea, and even if they did find the body, how are they going to explain to the police? Like, how are they just going to explain, oh, we found a body. Yeah, by the way, we found a body. Like, you don't hear that every day. That'd be really weird if suddenly, she just found the body. That would definitely be very weird. So I understand Caleb's logic there. That definitely does make sense, why he doesn't want her to give the body. Because it'd just be weird if she just randomly found the body. It would be very suspicious. It wouldn't make sense. And I understand why Caleb does not want her to say that she found the body. So basically, Aria's sitting outside reading a rejection letter from college. She was rejected from college, and I was shocked that happened to Aria. Things have not been going well for Aria this season, really. They have not been going well at all, and I honestly feel really bad for her that things are going so bad for her, and I really wish things went better, but they're not. They're getting, they're really getting worse and worse as they go on. I honestly feel very, very bad for, Aria. Definitely, I definitely felt very bad for her, and I thought this was very well done. So, Aria sneers that she knows, basically, Ali then walks up to her, and Aria tries to leave, and I thought the scene was very well done, because, of course, Ali has so much regret. She was visited by her mother, who told her, and, the dead Mona, who told her that she should be worried because death is coming her way and everything. So, Ali's doing whatever she can to make sure that doesn't happen. So, Aria tries to leave. Ali won't let her. Aria's sneering that she knows she's A, and that she stole the game from Mona and killed her, and she killed Bethany Young because she was jealous of her. Now, Ali's like, oh, no, stop calling me A. I'm not like that. She, basically, she tells her, look, I'm not a threat. And Aria's blowing a rape whistle, and people start gathering around, and Ali ends up running away. So, I thought that scene was just crazy. It made sense, though, why she blew the rape whistle. I mean, obviously, she was scared of what exactly she could do to her. It definitely makes sense why that happened. But that was definitely very crazy. I definitely thought that was very interesting, and I was definitely looking forward to seeing what was going to happen there. So the liars rush over to Spencer's house to comfort her when they learn that her bail is about to be revoked. They decide that they need to prove that Ali killed Mona. And then the police will realize that she killed Bethany Young and the crimes were connected. They need to find out some way to do that. Now, I do want to talk about one other thing that I definitely want to, talk about. I'm going to talk about why I think that Ali is innocent. Now, she talked to Jason, in this episode. Basically, I'll talk about that when we get to that. But basically, the police will realize that she killed Bethany Young and the crimes are connected. They decide that they should start by discrediting her alibi. So, meanwhile, I thought this was very good. I honestly forgot that Mike and Mona were dating at the time, before she died. I forgot that they were dating. So I really like that they remind us of that and showed Mike's grief. That was definitely very well done. I really like seeing that. And honestly, Mike is slowly becoming one of my favorite characters on the show after what we saw tonight with Mike. Mike is helping Ezra remodel his apartment because, Ezra's trying to do that. And Ezra tries to talk to him about Mona, but he snaps at him. He's like, I don't want to hear about it. And Ezra asks him if he thinks Mona's really dead. And Mike, I'm like, Ezra, of course she's really dead. And Mike's yelling that no one loses that much blood and lives to tell about it. Ezra kind of thinks that Mona faked her death. Now, I could see that being a possibility because it's something that Mike says a little later on. And Mona's mom even said that Ali and Mona, the only reason that they hate each other so much was because they both were scared of each other. And there were things about them that they knew, basically. They both knew things that they didn't want to tell. So I thought that was definitely very well done. I definitely really enjoyed that. So Spencer and Aria head to the De Laurentiis house and say they are looking for Emily's mom's muffin tin. And Ali isn't home, but Jason is. So Spencer's pleading that Jason tell the truth. She knows that Ali wasn't with him all day on Thanksgiving. She cries that Ali's setting her up and he is her sister too. Now, Ali claims that this is not true. Ali claims that she was set up, and honestly, I believe Ali because I don't think Ali, as menacing as she is, as powerful as she is, I don't think she honestly would do this. I really don't feel Ali would go this far. I don't, and that's because of someone else that happens a little bit later, but I feel Ali's telling the truth. When she told Jason, look, I didn't do this, I honestly do believe her. I think Ali didn't do this. I don't think she was responsible for this. If she was, then whatever, but I don't think she was. So, Hannah completely ignored Caleb's warnings. We knew she was going to do this. She called Mrs. Grunwald to the crypt where Mona's empty casket was placed, and Mrs. Grunwald picks up Mona's stuffed toy. She begins rambling about how each one hated the other because each one feared the other because each one knew something about the other. Now, Mrs. Grunwald tells Hannah that Mona is not in Rosewood. She's actually surrounded by earth, music, and cold, and she isn't she's having a pretty hard time passing. So you definitely see that clearly there was a lot more going on between Mona and Ali. And I honestly want to find out what was going on between Mona and Ali, of course, because we knew that Ali gave Mona that makeover, and that's really all we knew, that she gave Mona that makeover, and we don't really know what happened to their friendship. All season long, there's been this tension between them, and we haven't known what it is, so I'm definitely looking forward to possibly, I really want to see an episode. I want to see an episode like they did at the end of Season 4, where it's all flashbacks of Mona and Ali, and sort of like their friendship. I want to see where that went, what happened there. I want to see why they hate each other so much, definitely. I think that would be very, very cool. That could be a very interesting storyline, and I really want to see them focus on this more. I think could be very, very well done if they decide to do that, because I think that could be very cool. So Spencer and Emily get home. Emily reveals that she actually stole Ali's hairbrush, which this is kind of messed up what she wants to do. Not kind of messed up, it is messed up. She wants to plant Ali's hair in Mona's house, at the De Laurentiis house. Now, Spencer basically tells her, look, this is illegal what you're doing. It is illegal. You can't, make a fake crime. It's illegal. So Ali comes home and finds Jason looking at old family photos, and he tells Ali that Spencer and Emily are right. She won somewhere on Thanksgiving, and he demands to know where she went. Now, Ali's crying that Emily, Spencer, Hannah, and Aria are all framing her, and she swears that she didn't kill Mona. And honestly, I believe Ali here. Yes, she's a good actress. Yes, she has lied before. But Ali has been so remorseful all season long, and all she is trying to do is get allies. You can tell. That's all she's trying to do. She hasn't tried to kill them. She hasn't tried to do anything to them. So I honestly believe Ali's word when she says that she didn't kill Mona. I mean, really, the only reason that they think that Ali did it is because the way things she's done in the past, that's why they think she did this, is because of things that she has done in the past, and they can't accept that, yeah, maybe she's changed. They can't really accept that because they don't want to, and I think that's a very interesting storyline. I definitely want to delve deeper into that, and that's going to be very interesting to watch, to see, I understand why they don't really want to believe that she didn't do it, because they don't want to believe it because of everything that's happened. They thought she was dead, now she's back, and all that stuff. They don't even know if her story is true at this point. So it is sort of weird that all of a sudden they just all of a sudden think that she's this terrible person. But and honestly, I think it's all paranoia. That's really why I think this is happening, is that it's all paranoia in their head, and they can't think of any other possible suspect. And I really don't blame them. I don't blame them. I understand why they're doing what they're doing, but yeah. So Aria then pays Caleb a visit at his apartment where he's trying to decrypt Mona's computer and get into her files. And Aria explains that she keeps getting rejected from colleges and she wants Caleb to hack into the school's website and find out if it is her fault or if A is responsible. So Caleb agrees to help her get into the site, and we always know that Caleb, he hacks into things, and that was cool to see. So Spencer and Emily head to Mona's house to try and plant evidence that Ali was there, but instead they find a camera hidden in the vents. And they rush home and tell Hannah that she needs to go talk to Mona's mom and tell her that there are cameras hidden in her house and they could have captured Mona's killer. So Hannah agrees and goes over to Mona's house, and Hannah tells her mom that she, basically tells Mona's mom that she thinks Mona may have set up cameras in her house before she died because she was scared. Because Mona's mom mentioned, of course, how she was scared, So obviously she may have set up those cameras because she was afraid someone was after her. It does definitely make sense why that happened. So I thought that was a very well done scene. I definitely really enjoyed that. So Aria heads to Ezra's apartment to pick up Mike, and she has Mona's laptop with her. Mike isn't there. She turns around, comes face to face with someone in a mask and hoodie, and she pretty much thinks this is Ali. She's like, "No, Ali, don't do this." And I'm just thinking, there's no way Ali would go this far. I mean, she wants to be friends with them. Why would she try to kill them? It doesn't make any sense. Why would she want to be friends with them and then try to kill them? It really doesn't make sense. There's no way this is Ali, because they staple Aria to the wall, steal the laptop from her before running out of the apartment, and I'm still going to say I think it's Cece. I'm still going to say that. I mean, curly hair, older than Ali, best friend, was the ally that, went under Ali's alias as Vivian. So honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if Cece turns out to be A. I really wouldn't be surprised, and I think it is definitely Cece. I think Cece is turning against Ali, and Ali should not trust her. So Mrs. Grumroll runs into Ali in the street. Mrs. Grumroll tells Ali that she's sorry for her loss, and as Ali walks away, Mrs. Grumroll grabs her hand and tells her that she is in her thoughts and prayers. And I thought that was good because the whole episode, no one's really had any compassion for Ali, and I was happy that finally someone had compassion for Ali. Because as I said before, Ali honestly is my favorite character on this show because she's so complex. And I'm like, I know what you're saying. Ali's your favorite character? She's a bitch. I don't think she's a bitch. I think she, honestly, is just a girl that has done so many bad things that she can't be forgiven, but she wants to be forgiven, but it may just be too late for her to be forgiven. And I like that the show is portraying that in a very realistic way, and I think they're portraying that in a very good way, in my opinion. And the way that Sasha Piertis, is handling all these scenes is very, very good. And I was happy to see that someone finally had genuine compassion for her. So, at the police station, they have the cameras from when Mona was murdered. Although they don't show Mona's attacker's face, you can see blonde hair. And the weird thing is, though, that this killer is, dragging Mona, and Ali is not that strong. She's not that strong. Yeah, she slapped Mona and made her bleed, but she's not strong. She's not. So, I don't think that's Ali. So they're questioning Jason, and I honestly thought that he was going to listen to Ali and say that he has no idea who it is. He admits that the blonde girl in the move, and I like what he did say, though. I like that he didn't say, "Oh, it's Ali." He said it could be Ali. I like that. He says that he lied, and Ali wasn't at his house the day that Mona was killed. I like that he said that because you need to tell the truth, okay? I do like that. I mean, even though I think Ali is innocent, I was happy that Jason was honest. I definitely like that. Because, of course, that's been in the back of my mind as well. Could Jason have done it? But it's obviously a girl. Unless it's some guy dressed up as a girl to frame Ali, which could happen because of how fucked up this show can be sometimes. I could definitely see it being a possibility. But I don't know if this show would go that far. I don't know. So at Ali's house, police sirens go off. Ali asks Jason to try and stall them, runs out the back door. He's not letting her get off scot-free. And this scene was just awesome, what was going on here. I mean, I felt so bad for Ali in this scene, but still, the scene was amazing. Spencer and Hannah are waiting for her. They block the path. They're not letting her go through. They're literally, pushing her away. And Ali cries to them that A set her up, warns them that once she's in jail, A is going to come after her next. The police arrive, handcuff Ali, and inform her that she's under arrest for Mona's murder before they take her away. And, So yeah, Ali's going to jail, and I really did feel bad for her, but yeah, she's going to jail. So then we get to what was probably honestly my favorite scene in the episode, really, because this really showed why I don't think that Ali was the one that did it. Now, Mike arrives at home, and Aria tells him that Ali has been arrested for Mona's murder. He doesn't really care, though. He doesn't care that she was arrested. And, Aria is surprised at this, obviously. He should be at least happy because, this is his girlfriend's killer that was arrested, supposedly. So Aria tells Mike that Mona knew a lot of things about her and her friends, so she has been afraid to talk to him. And she explains that if basically that Ali is behind bars, that they don't have to be afraid anymore. And Mike agrees that he knew that she hated Mona, but he's tired of everyone pretending. And I like that he said this because it's true. He's tired of everyone pretending that Mona was a saint because she's dead, and she really wasn't. Mona was a very, very bad person. I mean, think of her in the first half of this season. We thought of her as this very creepy bitch and this, creepy stalkerish person. She really was no better than Ali, and I like that he pointed this out because, honestly, Mona was no better than Ali. Ali was coming after Mona, Mona was coming after Ali. The only reason Ali went after Mona, if she did kill Mona, was because Mona came after Ali and wanted to form that army against her. That's why she did that. So he cries that he's sick of being told how sweet, nice, and smart Mona was, but there will never be anyone else like her. And I thought that was a great scene because it showed how much, I think Mike is realizing how much he was manipulated here. How much Mona really manipulated him. I mean, we really didn't get to see, we saw that they had a good relationship, but she definitely was manipulating him. There definitely was manipulating going on. Aria says she definitely wants to know more about the Mona that he knew. And I'm wondering if he's going to tell her, because I definitely want to find out more about their little relationship. It's very big, and I definitely want to see what's going on there. So Emily rushes to the airport to say goodbye to Paige. She begs Paige to talk to her parents and tell them that she is safe now because Ali's in jail. And Paige says that she doesn't want to fight anymore. She's tired of being afraid, and she wants to save her energy to just live. And Paige reveals that going to California isn't that bad of an idea, and basically, she didn't leave, and I'm happy that she didn't leave. I mean, if she would have left this episode, I honestly, that would have been very anticlimactic, so I'm happy she didn't leave. And I wonder if maybe they are going to head to California. I don't know. Maybe they are going to head to California. They are graduating this season. I know that, and there's 2 more seasons left, I believe. 6 and 7, I think, are going to be the final seasons. So I honestly feel that where the show's going is that they're all going to head to California, but A is still going to be there because A never leaves. So Spencer heads home. The Rosewood police are waiting for her in the living room, and they reveal that they think that Ali set her up and she killed Bethany Young as well. Now, I think that's kind of extensive. I don't think that Ali would just kill Bethany Young. I don't think she did that. As I said, I think it's Bethany Young's twin. And I still think that Bethany Young's twin is out there, and basically I think her mission was not to kill Bethany Young. I think her mission was to frame Ali. That was her mission. So I think that's why Ali is innocent. I think that's why, because I think Bethany Young's twin is really the one that framed Ali. So, and framed Spencer as well. So officially dropping the murder charges against her, and Spencer is so relieved of this. It was so great to see Spencer to be relieved of this. I felt very happy for Spencer. As much as I felt bad for Ali, I felt so happy for Spencer. I mean, she went through hell and back again because of that, so I'm very happy that that happened to her. So, in a very similar ending to the Christmas episode, Emily, Spencer, Hannah, and Aria are sitting outside. They all think everything's good. Emily reveals that Paige is gone. Getting out of Rosewood was probably a good idea. And Spencer says that they should all try to get out of Rosewood and have their own lives now, that they can put A and Ali behind them. And they think everything's good, but then you see all these fireworks go off, and I'm like, okay, that's gonna be A. Because then we see them literally spell out the letter A, and sparks are falling on them, they rush inside, and they now know that it can't be Ali. It cannot be Ali. Because they think that Ali was the one that did this. And honestly, what's interesting is that Emily actually asked Aria a question in this episode. Are you honestly sure it could be Ali? She asked her that. And Aria says, well, who else would it have been? And again, I really feel it's all paranoia. That's why they think this is Ali. So the episode ends with Ali being laying in bed in prison, tossing and turning, and you can see that she is miserable. She's miserable in these conditions, and you can tell that someone definitely framed her, and that's the way the episode ends. And I think that was the perfect way to end the episode. But wow, what a great return for this show. Now, there's so much I want to talk about. First of all, I definitely want to talk about what's actually going on with Ali. Ali, honestly, I think is trying to get her friendship back with the four of them. Her friendship with the four of them is so important to her. She wants them to feel, I don't think she wants to necessarily manipulate them. I think she just wants someone on her side, because think about it. Ali has no one. No one. No one at all except for Grunwald. That's all she has. Ali has no one. So honestly, you can't help but feel bad for her, and really makes me think that she didn't do it. Because if she really did it, she would have some kind of ally, and she doesn't have any allies. So I definitely feel it could be Bethany Young's twin that did it. I could definitely see that being a possibility, and it could also be Cece. That's really all I could think of, though. The other question I have is Mike. Is he going to tell Aria who, what him and Mona's relationship was really like? I definitely want to see what's going on there. That's going to be very interesting to see what ends up happening. Is Ali going to get out of jail? I definitely see that being a possibility. I honestly feel now that they're going to think they're so stupid, because they're going to basically feel like idiots now, because they thought that Ali was A, and I knew the second that she was arrested, I'm like, there's no way that she is A, because first of all, they said they're not revealing who A is till season 7, so there's no way she's A. I'm sorry. There's no way. If they do some weird twist that we don't think she's A and then she is, that'd be ridiculous. I really would be upset if Ali ends up being A, because I sympathize with her right now. I really do. I sympathize with Ali's character. I understand what she's going through, and I really do feel it's all just paranoia, that they want to believe it because of what she's done. I also see the Liars heading to California. I definitely see that being a possibility. That's going to be interesting to watch as well. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that. Now, of course, Aria was rejected to college, so what's her next step? We have no idea. It kind of seems like Aria doesn't have much of a direction in terms of school right now. I mean, she was, of course, she's wondering if possibly it was A's fault. I mean, A could be responsible for it. It does make sense, but it doesn't entirely make sense. I mean, if A really hacked into the computer, that could definitely make sense, but I don't think that it's that much. I don't know. I'll have to see what happens there. I honestly don't know with this show. I really like what Jason did. I'm happy that Jason did that, but I feel Jason's going to feel really bad too. That definitely is going to be interesting to see. And I definitely want to see more of, I want to find out definitely, the one thing I want to find out most is Mona and Ali's friendship. How it ended, what ended up happening between them, why it didn't end well. I want to see definitely what happened there. But that's basically my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys saw of this episode. Overall, I thought this was the best episode of the season. I loved it. Perfect premiere. I can't wait for next week's episode. And I will see you guys in my next video, which will be my review for the series premiere of Agent Carter. And I will see you guys for that. Okay, bye.